Folks, with me now is Mary Sloan, and you're going to be excited to learn what she can tell you. So stay tuned. Mary, welcome.
Thanks, Mike. Looking forward to it.
Now, Mary has got a rich, experienced background in a variety of niches in Facebook marketing. And every chamber that I talk to tells me that all of the members want to learn more about Facebook. Well, we want to help you not only learn about Facebook, but how to make it effective. So, Mary, tell us a little bit about your background, deep, rich experience in various niches around Facebook, and you've learned over, your experience what works and what doesn't. So tell us what works, what's current, and what some of your recommendations are.
That's a pretty broad topic, Mike, but let's see if I can break it down a little bit. The data that Facebook has and what it allows you to tap into is absolutely unparalleled in terms of their knowledge of their audience. Now let's talk a little bit about Facebook's audience. Facebook right now is the largest country by far in the world. 2 billion people. Let that sink in. 2 billion people. And about half of them check into Facebook every day to find out what is going on with their friends, with their family, and with the world. So it's an amazing platform. And you can find the most amazing things in it if you know where and how to look. And that's really a little bit of an experience challenge. But for example, birthdays are a very, very good thing for people to recognize in many businesses. I don't care if you've got an e-commerce business, if you've got a store that sells any kind of product, or if you've got a restaurant or a bar. Birthdays are a big experience that people can tap into. And people love to spend more money and do kind of a higher grade of things on their birthday. It's a special day, so they kind of roll out the red carpet for themselves too. You can really tap into this spending spree by knowing how to find people having a birthday. Well, lo and behold, doesn't Facebook actually, if you know where to look, tell you who's having a birthday in the next 7 days? Or who's having a birthday in the next 30 days, depending on the window that you want to tap into. But you can put an offer in front of them. You can follow up with that offer. You can encourage them to come in and pick up their present. The value of getting someone into your business for the first time is just huge, because that's where the reluctance comes in. People are cautious today, and you can understand why they're cautious. I mean, the world isn't getting to feel safer. The information is so available that you know in an instant when something bad happened. It may not happen anywhere near you, but it doesn't make you feel safer in where you are. It's a great opportunity, but it's also something that you have to be aware of so that you are helping people to feel safe and encouraging them with a great offer. And you have to know how to use the tool that Facebook offers you to actually find that audience.
Mary, let me ask you now, you mentioned bricks and mortar. Is Facebook also effective for experts, professionals, authors, coaches, business coaches, life coaches? Address that for a minute.
Absolutely. Facebook is absolutely excellent to find your audience, to find the people that want to relate to and work with and follow you. Facebook tracks followers, even your profile. It tells you how many followers you have. But it's a great way to kind of find your tribe. And everybody needs to find their tribe, because not everybody relates to everybody. And you have to accept that. I'm not all things to all people. You're not all things to all people. Facebook makes it easy to sort that out. And they give you all kinds of tools that you can do it. The page that we're putting up, Mike, with your business. So we've got the free public relations club for small businesses and nonprofits. But that also includes people, a lot of people who want to be coaches, sales coaches, people who want to be personal development coaches. All of those people need to understand that we live in a social world and a world of content. People find the content that you put out, and that's what the Free Public Relations Club can help people understand how to do. Everything is a funnel in the world that we now live in. I mean, it always has been to some extent, but it's very pronounced funnel now. People start at the top of the funnel when they learn that you exist. Until they learn that you exist, there's no way they're doing business with you. Once they learn that you exist, and that oftentimes can come in the form of a Facebook page, which is kind of like your digital doorway to the world, or it can come in the form of your website, which on Google is your digital doorway to the world, or it can come in the form of your Google My Business page, which on Google is a form of your doorway to the world. But you have many of these doorways. They start a funnel. People become aware that you exist. Now they want to know, well, is this person trustable? Do they know anything? Can they help me? Do they have the products that I like? Do they have the service that I expect? How will they take care of me? Do I dare to walk in the door? What will happen? Will they take my information? Will they misuse it? Will they abuse it? And they're right to ask these questions because there have been lots of examples of that very thing happening to people. So it's a brave new world, and you have to be a brave person to step into this world. So we can start with a page, invite people into the Free Public Relations Club, invite people into the group where they get a little deeper into it. And then if they really want to capitalize on the experience that you and I bring, they can get further into it with our professional group. And we'll actually get our professional help in building their experience on the web. But that's the kind of thing that Facebook makes available on a very social basis. So Google is a little bit like, okay, I found you, but now what? Then people turn to social to find out who you are and what you're about.
Mary, I'm launching, with your help, thankfully, the Free Public Relations Club in order to teach the new rules and tools of public relations, because I've been working in it for a long, long time. And in traditional public relations, we have what we call your publics. Now, your publics for a business may be two different groups. They may be business to business groups. It may be business to consumer groups. This is what we help people understand. But one of the things that I want to ask you about is a lot of people might be afraid that they are behind the curve on either Google My Business or Facebook marketing. But I believe that things have changed so much that this is the time to really leapfrog over a lot of things that have been tried and failed in the past and really focus on the things that are working today. So kind of address that, why people should either embrace the future, even though there are challenges, or risk setbacks or even obsolescence, and why it's not too late to start now.
Well, you can't go back in time. You have no better time than to start now, because it's going to be later tomorrow. The world is changing faster and faster and faster. So even if you start today, it's not going to be the same world that you see a year from now. So your experience of 5 years ago doesn't mean much if you haven't continued to have the experience through the entire 5 years, and you are now up to the present time. One of the things that I love to show businesses how to do, because not too many people realize how powerful it is to have an event which then can show up on the local app, because Facebook now has Facebook Local. Well, I did a little bit of research on that, and that's only been available since 2017. Before that, it existed in a form that you wouldn't recognize today, and certainly there was no little app to go along with it. and nothing that you could pull up on your phone and look around you to find, oh, what's around me that I can go enjoy and have a good time with today. So the world is constantly changing. Facebook now is morphing more into Messenger, WhatsApp, Instagram, and Snapchat all together, and using Messenger as kind of the conduit or the highway between all the channels. What's it going to look like tomorrow? I don't know, but I'm excited to be there and to stay on top of it and to help other people profit from it. That's exciting to me.
To me, what's the most exciting thing, having been in direct response and media marketing for 30 years, is making sure that people feel that they will never be left behind. We're not asking anybody to jump into something new, try it, maybe it works for them, they think maybe it won't work, and then I'm left on my own. That's not the case with the Free Public Relations Club. We're doing this to be here for you with Q&A sessions and ongoing updates and information about how to maximize the opportunity with Facebook and Google My Business, and how to multitask and multi-purpose your content so that it's benefiting you both on Facebook but also on Google My Business for pretty much the best of both worlds. So that's one thing that I'd like to address, and maybe have you talk a little bit about, Mary, and that we're going to continue to be here because we know things are going to change. We expect them to. That's why we have to be here for you on an ongoing basis. So talk a little bit about the unique marriage that we see between Facebook and Google My Business.
I think that what's really confusing to people, and a lot of people don't appreciate, that Google now is really paying attention to what we call social signals, and they didn't in the past. So there's a change. It will only get larger because people are social beings, and search only takes you so far. Search is great to find things when you're looking for them. Back in the day, when this whole thing was just getting started, it was just exciting to be able to come to a computer in your own home. Oh my God, that was such an experience. Type in something and have a response come back to you of any sort. Google changed that. Those changes are huge. And those are strictly Google search type changes. But then once you have found that, you go to the social side of things to see who is this business, who is this company, who is offering this product. Is it a good product? What are the reviews say? Have other people bought it? What was their experience? Did they go to your restaurant? Did they go to your bar? What experience did they have? Is it something that I would like? Should I try it? And all those are social signals that people go and look up. And you have to be aware that that's how people proceed. And you have to know how to have the information for them so that they, at the end of the day, choose you.
Mary, when I go to chamber mixers, people often tell me one thing or the other that, yeah, they're ready to start to embrace the digital world. But many tell me, oh, I focus only on in-person. I love local in-person networking. And what we are trying to explain to people that it doesn't have to be just one or the other. You talk about how Google is evolving more of a local focus. Then you talked about how Facebook is evolving more into a local focus. Well, the ultimate local focus and local credibility is your Chamber of Commerce, belonging to your Chamber of Commerce, supporting your local community. Many of these things may be in reaction to Amazon, and that they know that we can't go live at Amazon. They're not going to support our streets and schools and police. So we have to keep as much money in our community as we can. And we have to make wise choices. And that's what we have the opportunity with the Chamber of Commerce, the ultimate local small business expert support system. So if you like in-person, you want to be part of your local Chamber of Commerce, and you can use that for your branding. But what you and I are doing is bringing all of these together. into a focus, a local focus, because like a magnifying glass creates heat when it gets a focus. That's what we have brought together with combining the focus on local through Facebook and Google My Business, all focused on your local Chamber of Commerce networking and other local networking groups. Could you kind of either give me your take on that?
People can talk about doing in-person work all they like, and it's absolutely great. But even after you have met someone in person and you've had a great conversation with them, that person, before they do business with you, is real likely to go back to the web and take a look and see. I mean, they just had a great conversation with them and you've invited them into your yoga studio. Okay, great. You sounded great. And they're very likely to go there, but they'll probably go and take a look at your website, see what they see when you have yoga classes, see what other people have said. So even if you love in person, and I agree with you that the local Chamber of Commerce is just an absolute gift to people to have that kind of resource that supports local businesses. Because, yeah, competing against the Amazons of the world isn't easy. Oh my goodness, it's not easy. But Amazon can't do the yoga classes, and they can't do the broken arms and the sore backs. I mean, they're not going to take over everything. We don't need to worry about Amazon just becoming the behemoth of the world. They have their focus. They can sell stuff, but they can't do everything. And it's going to be those places. And we've got to be able to support those people. And they've got to understand that even in an in-person world, nobody ignores the digital space, and they can't afford to ignore the digital space.
Amazon can't do local likes and eats. So talk about that and talk about your vision of really helping to revolutionize Chamber of Commerce events as part of this, bringing it all together into a big picture focus. Kind of, let's transition into that a little bit now.
Sure, Mike. So you and I are starting a business for local likes and eats focused around a particular community. We want that to be a hub where people can come and see what's happening in their local community, get an idea of who the people are, what are they offering, and it's always about the offering. The great thing about the digital world and what the digital world has done to the science of marketing, I think is incredible. So that we now talk about things like gamification. People love to play games. So if you can give people a chance to win a prize, people are going to get excited about that. They're going to talk about that. And so we encourage that people come into our space with an offer that's going to get people excited and talking about it. So the Chamber may be having an event where they're going out to their local community to try and get their name out there, because that's part of their outreach. You know, they can't reach businesses that don't know they exist or what they do. So they're going to have an event. Well, we come along and we put that on our local likes and eats page. We tie that in with it on their Facebook page so that we have the social aspect behind it. And then we get people in the local chamber who want to sponsor that, so they can tie their type of business with that space and with that event, so people can start to get to know them. They're entitled to put up an offer. We're already marketing to that page. They're not going to have to pay for advertising to bring eyeballs to their offer. So we've got that kind of covered for them. We help them understand how to use that offer and how to actually connect with real people. And we'll gather that information. I mean, the number of local businesses who rely on the next customer and have no way to reach back out to their past customers and invite them to come back again, or invite them to become loyal customers, or give them a reason to become loyal customers. That is really the lifeblood of a business. When you have a strong, 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 loyal following of people who like you and trust you and want to recommend you to their friends and family. But so many little businesses don't have any way to do that, and they don't know how to build that asset. And that's one of the things that we really want to show them how to do, because with a likes and eats page, we access Facebook Messenger, and Facebook Messenger is an incredible talking tool where instead of marketing at people, where it's a one-way conversation, telling them how great you are, this turns it into a two-way conversation. You ask them, hey, when do you like to exercise? Oh, you're a morning person? Great. This is the kind of thing that we do in the mornings. What type of exercise do you like the best? And then you can answer that question. And then they can give you a response. All of this set up through Messenger, so you can have these one-on-one conversations just like you would have with someone who came into your yoga studio or into your gym or into your restaurant. You can have them one-on-one to many, so that they can be having this conversation with you while you're doing something else, because you're not available to have one-on-one conversations all the time. So Messenger comes out of our local likes and eats page, and we get people who are talking to the people who are sponsoring the chamber. Now we've got all these kinds of engagements going on, people interacting, people talking about why they like this event, why they're coming to this event. And all of a sudden, the social interaction becomes increasingly hot and excited, and people get to just absolutely love what's going on. And that's what makes a community. When the community understands what's going on in the community, how can we participate, what's in it for us.
We have created the new public relations club so that we can have the community help each other. Now, the internet has changed our consumers. We have a shorter attention span. We're often more introverted, less likely sometimes to go outside. That's why I think it's so important that we have a support community for our community, because today's consumers like to get their information through video. They want it to be spoon-fed to them through video. So talk a little bit about that and how Facebook Messenger and posting and Google My Business all have a much stronger focus on regular uploads of content and posting ideas or comments, and how it's important to understand how to be involved and how to do it so that it's convenient and you still have a life. So talk a little bit about that new requirement for ongoing content creation.
Well, not only is the whole new world of social an exciting place, but places like Facebook and Instagram and YouTube give you an opportunity to go live. And because they know how exciting it is for your community to know when you go live, they throw the weight of their abilities at you immediately. So if you go to Facebook and you're going to go live, Facebook suddenly wakes up and goes, oh my gosh, I've got to get this out to all their friends and all their friends' friends. They've got to know, oh, Mike Hayes is going to go live on the local likes and eats page. Oh my gosh, this is big news. We've got to tell all of Mike's fans and all of his followers. And they do that instantly for you. I mean, this is an incredible gift that a lot of people don't realize. And that is a video that lives on. You can download that video. You can use it all over the place. You can take that. You can put it on your YouTube channel. You can go into YouTube. You can do a YouTube live. Now Google throws its weight behind it, and all of a sudden they're trying to find everybody that is related to you in any way, shape, or form, so they can get them to your channel and watch you while you're live. Now you've got another piece of content. The world, if you think about it, can be content rich. You're talking to people one to one to one all the time. Use it. Use the tools that are there. And that's why the Free Public Relations Club can be so important. People don't even know the tools that are there.
Exactly. And storytelling has been the most powerful marketing tool since the dawn of mankind on earth. From cave drawings to Aristotle's Poetics and Shakespeare, storytelling is the way that we communicate and we remember facts and figures which are ordinarily boring unless they're told in story. So storytelling has become very important. You've talked to me about that, about the importance of the evolution, like Instagram is becoming more about storytelling. And I've been studying story, teaching storytelling, and how important it is for your marketing. Words are very, very important in your marketing, and you can capture those on video. Yeah, there's also branding, which is your color choices, looks, logo, etc. But really, for good old-fashioned getting new clients in the fastest way, there's nothing like storytelling using words, especially in video. But talk a little bit about, if you would, Mary, how this is being embraced so profoundly by Facebook. Of course, Google owns YouTube at Google My Business, who requires you to upload content weekly. And the easiest way to do that today, folks, is in podcasting on video. You don't even have to be on camera, but these are some of the things that we teach. So in Free Public Relations Club, just so you know, a couple of things I'm going to be teaching. I'm going to use my media background with NBC, CNN, 20 years in TV infomercials to focus on, number one, helping you tell your story so that it is short, clear, anybody you confuse, you lose, and compelling. So that's one thing. I'm going to teach you how to use the new tools on video. Then you have it in a format that you can distribute wherever you want. Now, Mary is going to talk a little bit about, if you would, Mary, about the distribution, the new channels. In the old days, it was an infomercial on cable TV. Now it is a video, maybe even a podcasting video, and distributed not on TV, but online. Talk a little bit about some of the distribution channels online, if you would, Mary.
Sure. The podcasting world is opening up. Doesn't have to be complicated. And Facebook is looking to do the same kind of thing with their story. They used Instagram stories, and anybody that's been on Instagram knows how big the story portion of Instagram has become. Well, now Facebook is actually phasing out their newsfeed, and they're going into story on Facebook as well. So the world is definitely changing, and the world is definitely looking for ways to kind of personalize the public integration, because there's a recognition that we have to touch people personally as well as sort of a formal public way where we're not quite so close and we're not telling our personal stories, but they want to help you get back to that, because that's where people care about other people. Who are the people behind it? Who are the people who come out to it? They want to hear the stories of the fans who've been to your bar or been to your store, had a great experience, the people that they talk to there. More and more and more, that's going to be critical.
Mary, in addition to Facebook and social, my background is traditional public relations. We're bringing in and marrying all of the best of everything, best practices of online and in person, the new rules of public relations, but also traditional public relations, such as press releases. So let's talk about how we've also incorporated press releases into this program as an option for anybody who wants to get the word out.
Absolutely. Press releases are, I think, today perhaps even more important than they were in the past, mostly because it's a great way to get your content out into so many different places with one single document. And done properly, that press release will include a video and will include some pictures and will include a link or two or three back to things that are important for you, so that you are serving many needs at the same time. You're getting your content out in a variety of ways. you've got it written, you've got it on video, you've got links to the things that are important, your social channel, your website. You've got this that you can put into your Google My Business, which can help your Google rankings. You can have this go to your Facebook page or to your Facebook profile, and it can help you socially. The fact that you can show people that you were on a CNN page, or you were on an America Today page, or you were on one of the big news channels is so impressive to people. And they don't understand that they need news today, just like they've always needed news. So as long as we can help you make it newsworthy, they're going to be interested. And then they start to put it out for you. And this fulfills the content everywhere, absolutely in spades.
You know, you talk about branding, credibility of the chamber, but there's nothing like becoming an instant authority as recognized not only on NBC, but then you're also recognized on ABC, recognized on CBS, recognized on Fox and more. Then that has such a profound impact on your acceptance, your credibility, the way to open the door to people, because they immediately have those logos that we have spent a lifetime living, with and learning to trust from documentaries, etc. So that's very, very important. And there's no better, faster, guaranteed way to become as featured on NBC, ABC, and CBS than through the press release distribution that we have, because that absolutely guarantees that not only for your chamber, but also for your individual offers, doesn't it?
Absolutely.
Mary, now will you summarize for every Chamber of Commerce executive, but also for Chamber of Commerce members or ambassadors, about why they should be talking to their Chamber of Commerce executive about how important it is to integrate this into your Chamber of Commerce, into your networking and your mixer? So how would you explain this both to the executive and to the members so that everybody's going to benefit?
Let's go right back to what we see being the source of information here. So the Chamber of Commerce does mixers, and they do outreach, and they provide different training sessions, and they provide a variety of informational sessions which not only benefit the community, but obviously benefit their brand. They too are small local businesses. And so they need to grow their credibility, keep themselves in front of the public, keep the people aware that in fact they have a great value to present to the small local business owner. And small doesn't need to be under $50,000. I'm talking up to $5 to $10 million. There's huge benefit here for everybody in business in a local area to make sure that you have lots and lots of credibility and show up in the right places with the right people. So the Chamber of Commerce has these events that they reach out, and by putting it into our Facebook page, and on their Facebook page, we add that to what Facebook now offers, which is the Facebook local app. And now when people come in and they look at Facebook, as they do every day, all day long, and they go, oh, what can we do today? Oh, look, there's this event. Oh, that sounds really interesting. How do we get involved? Now, what we want to do is to be able to offer them a ticket and have it be limited so that there's a great value to it. But the ticket that can come to them comes to them via mobile wallet. And they accept it, put it in their wallet. They can come and present it and get into the event. Now, the chamber has, in that process, has recorded and now has access to all of their information. They know their name. They know they were on Facebook. They know that they have a phone number. They know that they have an email address. They know that they picked up the ticket. They can come to the event. That can be redeemed as they get into the event. So they know a great deal about this person. Oh, that was of interest to them. They know their interest. They know their name. They have their email. They have their phone number. They can reach out again. People who sponsor this event for the chamber get all that information. They also get all the information around their own contest, because we allowed them to put their contest together with the chambers on our local Likes and Eats page. And we'll feature it, and we'll send traffic to it, and they will be able to find their peoples, and they'll get that same information. Who liked that contest? Who wanted it? Who commented on it? Who shared it? And we track all this, and it becomes available to them. Same thing. They get the name. They get the email. They get the phone number. Now it's not just, oh, it was real exciting. I got a list of 350 new people who know my name, and I now can reach out to them, and I can contact them and make another offer to them. I can invite them into my business when I'm having something special that would be exciting, any kind of thing. And they've got a press release, and they can use that press release. They can reach out and have their Google My Business page with the same information on their contest that's on our page. We've set it up so that the social and the search and the ranking and everything that's important to all these small businesses will be fed from the same source. In this case, it really is just capitalizing on the energy that comes from one and then another and then another. You know, it's the pile-on effect. Oh my gosh, all of this just from one little event is amazing.
It is amazing, and it's about making true connections that are ongoing connections, not just leads. That's one thing. The other thing that I think is so important, and which is another innovation that we have that we would like to work with the chambers to develop on a local basis, is what I call cross-group speed networking events. It could be with a variety of, say, Toastmasters groups or nonprofits, etc., so that Chamber of Commerce members are not just talking to the choir, the same Chamber of Commerce people that they see at mixers every week, but bringing in fresh people to meet, fresh connections and contacts and new opportunities that can open up. And speed networking becomes almost like a Gatling gun. You're just meeting people so quickly. So there's a lot of different things that we can introduce to a chamber, almost like a menu of options to help them understand what's available to them and help them pick and choose what's right for them, right?
It just opens so many doors, you know, and we want these events that the chamber puts on to be sort of like the catalyst that starts a big ball rolling. And as the ball goes, it just gathers more potential customers and more potential customers and more potential customers. But it's not something that is, I hope that's happening. You actually are growing a list of potential customers. They're actually giving you their information. You can then invite them because they've heard your name before. It's not a stranger reaching out. Oh, yes, exactly. It was a wonderful offer that you made. I'd like to hear more about what you do. That's the kind of thing that we make available. I watched one contest with an accountant who was offering free bookkeeping services for a year. Well, that seems like, oh my gosh, that's a lot of money. But you take that same accountant, and he's now reaching 150, 250, 350 people who would be interested in his or her services. They know what the person does. They've already got a good feeling about them because they gave this amazing prize, a year's worth of bookkeeping services and all the setup that goes with that. I mean, this is obviously somebody who's pretty successful. They gave away this wonderful offer, maybe I should go in and see them. And you can reach out to these people and give them a reason to come in and see you. You can say, we're running a special 50% off this week for anybody who comes in and gets started with us for our usual setup costs, or whatever you want to say. You've got their names, you've got their emails, you've got their phone numbers, you can text them, you can email them. We've got them on a messenger list. We can reach out, and you can now take that person and turn them into a lifelong loyal customer. And the chamber has the same opportunity to take those people and find their businesses and turn them into lifelong successful businesses.
For a chamber executive, I think a quick summary might be to look at this as having two very experienced, savvy digital ambassadors like you and I, Mary, run a very active Facebook group for them about chamber activities, chamber events, really all things chamber. We call it our Like and Eats Facebook page. But really, we're covering all of the things that will help you, your chamber, your members, etc. I mean, it's literally like having two, let's say, $150,000 a year executives, marketing executives, suddenly on your payroll for free to help you to grow and expand your chamber, your member satisfaction, the value of your chamber, grow your membership. There's so many different benefits to having you and I on their team with the tools that we both bring together in Likes and Eats. What are your thoughts on that, Mary?
That's a very good point. Having two experienced digital marketers, digital ambassadors like you and I is definitely a plus for anybody. And we're not even asking for any fees to go with this. We can add incredible value and make it work out as a win-win for everyone. And I think that's the thing that is most exciting, is that people now get an opportunity to kind of tiptoe into this exciting new digital world where the digital world supports the offline world. And that's how it always was meant to be. But somehow or other, they got separated where people became very digitally savvy. But the offline world was so busy running their offline stores that they didn't get the digital savvy. And now there's just no way that you can survive in a world of the Amazons without that digital savvy.
Yes, and what my vision is that, yes, we are digital ambassadors, but what we really want to do is train other digital ambassadors in chambers to do two things. One, learn the new rules and tools of public relations to help you grow your own business. That's number one. We know you're busy. We know you're focused on growing your business. So that's got to be number one. What we want to do is teach you how to do it in a way that is going to grow your credibility, grow your authority, grow your local influence as part of your branding, being your Chamber of Commerce membership, so you are known locally and trusted locally by your Chamber of Commerce. And the natural progression of that is that it's going to help grow the chamber at the exact same time. So this is really a win-win-win-win-win situation all across the board. Everybody wins, helps the community, helps the chambers, helps the small business owners in it, and helps them really get up to speed so they're not left behind in the old ways of doing things, but they are current and going forward in the new economy, the new digital economy, and they're not going to be facing setbacks or obsolescence, but rather they're going to learn how to survive and thrive in the new digital economy.
And it's so critical and it's so changing. I look at the restaurants and now the terror they're facing with everybody now going to Uber Eats or Grubhub, and I mean, you name it. There's 1,000 places that you can go to order food in. How do you keep your restaurant thriving and make it an exciting and interesting place? And it's a very big challenge. And if they don't get savvy with this new digital world, it's going to happen for more businesses and more businesses and more businesses. And that's something that we want to help the chambers help their businesses to survive and thrive in this new economy.